So here it's gonna be equal to, so going forward, in order to project this to the future, we're gonna say it's gonna be equal to if this current time period, let's reference the cell with F4 2 times, is greater than the prior time period, reference the cell with F4 2 times as well, reference the cell with F4 once, plus let us go to the control panel tab, plus the average useful life for the property plant and equipment of 10 years, minus 1 because we're already accounting for the first time period, and we want that to be equal to 0 because there is nothing left to be depreciated. Otherwise, let it be depreciated for only this approximately $8 billion. Since it's a straight line depreciation. So we just set the formula to be equal to that. So we are saying that if this current time period, anchored at cell with F 2 times, is greater than the previous time period, the year 2021 plus 10 years, which we anchor with F for once, minus 1 because we're already accounting for the first period, then let that cell with 0. It means that there is nothing left to be depreciated. It means the $81 billion has already been depreciated past 10 years. Otherwise, let it just reflect the same straight line depreciation of $81 billion equally depreciated every year. So we can close the bracket and press enter. We can just fill this right since we have everything referenced with Control R. As you can see, we have here 10 years of depreciation, and then in the final year we can see that there is nothing left to be depreciated. So the $81 billion is depreciated for 10 years. So for the depreciation on new capital expenditures, so it's going to be based on the new additions. So we take these capital expenditures and we deplete that by so the new assets will also depreciate for 10 years. So we just have to reference the useful life with F1, so we are always referencing to the cell. And since we want to copy the formula down, it's a waterfall, it's kind of a schedule, so we reference this also with F4 2 times. So we have that in place there. So we can copy this and paste it as waterfall, keep going down, pasting Control V and using F4 to repeat the last action. So we have that in place. So going forward, in order to calculate the depreciation, to determine the depreciation from the year 2022 on to the end of the decade, it's going to be based on an if statement, just as we did for the finance leases, right of use of assets. So it's going to be equal to, we have an if statement saying that if the current period that we are in, remember we have to reference the cell with F4 for the current period 2 times, if that cell is, if that is greater than this year of depreciation in B156, reference the cell with F4 3 times because we have to copy that formula across. So if the current period is greater than this period plus 10 years, we go to the control panel, we grab the useful life for the property plant and equipment of 10 years minus 1 because we are already accounting for the first period of depreciation. Then we want it to be equal to 0. It means there is nothing left to be depreciated. Otherwise, we want it to give us the same straight line of depreciation of approximately $2.9 billion. So we can close the bracket and press enter. So what we are saying here is that if the time period is greater than the current time period plus 10 years minus 1, because we already accounted for the first period of depreciation, that is the straight line depreciation, then let us start with 0. It means that there is nothing left to be depreciated. Otherwise, let it depreciate using the straight line depreciation for the total number of years, that is 10 years. We have that in place. We can fill that formula right with Control R. As you can see here, we have it depreciated for 10 years. And by the end of that time period, there was nothing left to be depreciated. So we can copy this and paste it for the rest of the time period. Going down, since we have everything already referenced with F4, we can keep copying. See waterfall schedule. So we have that set up in place. Now we can calculate the depreciation of new capital expenditures, which is going to be equal to the sum of, we just begin from these empty cells here, in case there were any depreciation that was made in the